like dreaming something up in your head and then seeing it actually come to life. We've been keeping a dirty little secret. Actually, it's a gigantic, dirty secret. Our garage is a mess. I'm not exaggerating here. It is horrendous. Like, absolutely horrendous. Okay, I'll be honest. Spoiler alert. I am filming this after we've done most of the work. So it's looking really good now. But for the past many years, if you have been over to our house, you may have come across it and you were probably horrified because it's really bad. I am someone who loves organization, and that's what I try to keep up with in our house, but the garage had just gotten out of hand so badly that I was like, I can't even do it. I can't even try to make it any better. This has been going on for so long that when I went back through the footage, Cord was literally crawling when we started thinking about fixing up the garage. But enough with the talking, let me show you.
I've been asked to take a before video of our horrendous garage. It's quite bad. Well, let's see what we can do.
Outside of the garage being a huge mess and very disorganized, I also just have been wanting to make some space in our house to breathe. We have a small house and I've tried to organize it as much as I can to make it work for us, but I've noticed as the years go by and we accumulate more stuff, it's getting harder to fit everything we need in here and still feel like things aren't cluttered. So as you might have noticed from my last few organizing and decluttering videos, I've been working on this for a while. I dreamed up this plan in my head, I think I've mentioned this before too, where I would take everything out of the house that didn't specifically need to be in the house or stuff that we don't use on a daily basis. And I wanted to make a file cabinet type of system, but with big bins out in the garage, so that the things that we don't use daily, but we still wanted to have, we would be able to access easily. I've been doing this little by little, but it came to a point where the bins were building up in our house and we realized it was time to move on to the next step. And so the planning began. Planning and procrastinating and more procrastinating until one day, it's happening, guys. The baby shelves are coming down. These shelves are great and they make for a lot of storage in our garage, but the problem is they're really thin.
I do feel really bad because like these clearly were made with like a lot of craftsmanship. Like it's nice wood. Somebody spent a lot of time thinking about like corners and edges. So, but they're just not working for us. So.
Yeah. And you got to make your space work for you.
Yeah.
And these shelves are only. Can you put your hand on me?
This is my full outstretched hand.
They're only this wide,
Here,
so
it fits one can of paint.
yeah, which is great for paint, but not for much else. So these will come down. You want to say something?
Yeah.
What do you got to say?
I'm pulling.
You are pulling on my pajamas. That's right. Ooh, so those are coming down. These are also coming down. And then the new shelves.
And this
will go in.
And this is coming down.
You think so? Let's get out of here. It's too loud. The next step was to clean, and I realized this is a garage, things are gonna get dirty, but I refused to put in nice new shelves and try to make something over with in the state that our garage was in. So we started by vacuuming the floors and the walls. We have carpet in part of our garage, which is really nice for walking on, but we also have pine trees outside, which we end up tracking in a lot of needles, and it's kind of hard to clean them. So first we did the big old shop vac, and then I went over it with my regular vacuum, and that helped a lot. We also vacuumed the walls, got all the cobwebs down, just try to get everything as clean as possible before starting on the next step. Okay guys, this is a big day in the garage. I have been very excited for today because I really believe that, I'm just waving this around. I really believe that today is gonna make a huge difference because we're putting up some of our shelves.
Yes, today we're really feeling our shelf. It's time for some shelf fulfillment.
All right.
You may think we're being shellfish,
I can't remember if I already mentioned this, but we got these shelving units from Costco. We have a ton of them. I thought this was really smart because they had some options. Oh, this is upside down. They had some options that were made out of metal and I think the same measurements, and those were around $70 a piece. These ones were how much, babe? Like
30 a piece.
30 a piece. So it's just like a lot cheaper. It's the Green Made brand, and so it fits the utility bins that they also sell at Costco. So it's just like an easy way to organize. I think it's gonna be so great because we're gonna get all this stuff, which looks like a giant mess, off the floor and onto shelves, and I think that's gonna make a huge difference. So, are you ready, babe?
Let's do it.
Let's do it! Also, I did this the other day, which is very satisfying. These bins were already in here, but I just kind of went through and decluttered and made sure that they were organized, and now I see my little helper has disorganized them a little bit, but now we're utilizing this cabinet better. We have like a car wash bin, a painting bin, a home upkeep bin, and then up here we have an empty bin, which is great because you know, you always want to have space to grow into. So if we find something that needs to go up there, we'll be like, oh yay, we have the space. Anyways, that made me feel proud of myself. So. Babe, you've done it.
I did it.
Okay, tell us about it.
Okay.
Tell us what we need to know about these.
They are easy to put together, but they are not as easy as you first think. These like don't go down all the way right away. You have to like really push on them. It says no tools, but I honestly was wishing for like a rubber mallet to knock them in. I think would have been really helpful, but I don't own a rubber mallet.
They also do feel like a little wobbly.
I think it'd be good to attach them to the wall somehow or another. I'm thinking just like a long screw through the top shelf. They do come with clips to attach to each other like this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are you exhausted?
It's just so hot in here. I'm just sweaty.
Yeah. This is probably not a great thing to do in mid-August, but we're doing it.
Well, maybe you could go up top.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's got to go up there. It's too bad this one's.
One of the decorations keeps going off. Well, hello! Welcome back to present day. As you can probably tell, we have accomplished so much even since the last video, so let me tell you about it. First off, there is no longer a gigantic pile of stuff in the middle of the garage! Woohoo! There's still like a few things that we need to find places for. And then over here, we have Spencer's declutter pile. Now, a few days ago, Spencer took cord, so I was able to really go at it in here and get a lot of stuff off the floor and organized onto shelves and stuff. But as for the stuff that was his that I did not know what to do with, I put it all in a pile, and that's something that has really helped me. If you are organizing a space that is shared between multiple people, then you can get through it a lot faster if you just take out the stuff that's not yours and put it in a pile for the other person to go through later. After I did this, it was a lot more clear what stuff I still needed to go through and the work that needed to be done, and it just helped a lot. So Spencer still got to get on this, but we have so many bins on shelves. Oh man, you guys, there is nothing like dreaming something up in your head and then putting it together and seeing it actually come to life. Since we put the bins on shelves, I have already seen the benefits of doing this. There has been so many times where I've had something that I needed to put in the gift bin or in the giveaway bin or in the party supplies, and it has been so easy for me to come out here and just put it away, and that's that. I knew exactly where it went. So easy. It's working great. I'm really excited. So as you can see, this side isn't necessarily as aesthetically pleasing as the other side. There's a lot more like random stuff on here, but we're making it work for us, and I think that's the most important part. If you're planning to do something like this yourself, obviously these big yellow and black bins are the most space efficient. These clear ones also fit really well, but they do leave some room on the top. It doesn't bother me, but if you want to fill up like every square inch of space, you want the big ones. And then these little ones also work. These are also from Costco, but Spencer says it like bugs him how, there's so much room in here still. We do still have a little bit of empty space down here, and up here this is an empty bin, so are these, so that's nice. We have some room to grow into it. I wish we had more room to grow into it, but it is what it is. Okay, so what do we still need to do here? This Spencer declutter pile here, Spencer's gonna work on probably tomorrow when he has time. Today, I would like to fix up some of the labels on my bins, which I'll tell you about in just a second. And then besides that, oh, you know what? I actually made a list for it. Let me show you my list. So professional. Here's my beautiful still to-do list that we put with a nail on the wall. Some of these I need to check off. Some of them I need Spencer's help with. But yes, anytime you're tackling a big organization project like this, which can be super overwhelming, one thing that I found that helps is just to write it all down, like brain dump. So this is the stuff we still have to do. It becomes a little less overwhelming when you put it on paper and get it out of your head. Okay, actually a few of the things on this list we have done, like I just donated the paint, which reminds me, I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the decluttering that we did, since I didn't really show that in the video as much. As you guys know, most of what we wanted to do in our garage was find space for stuff in our house that could be easily stored in the garage, but there was also like just a ton of stuff in here. We started off by picking up garbage. There was just garbage everywhere. It was astounding how much recycling and garbage had gotten put on the floor. So that was step number one. We went through and decluttered as much as we could, like old Christmas decorations that we weren't using, that kind of stuff. But when it came down to it, most of the stuff in here was stuff that we actually used and wanted. We just couldn't use it properly because we didn't know where it was and it was a huge mess. So we started making piles of like things, looking and seeing if there was enough to fit in a bin or if there was another solution for them. One thing that we had a lot of that we did not need was old paint. Some of it we had used over the years, but some of it we had never used or we knew we weren't going to use again. So we figured out how to get rid of that after all this time, and I think we gave it to Habitat for Humanity store. They accept paint, like they'll take a lot and they'll dispose of it for you. I also had some excess stuff in here that we just realized we were never going to use, like a drink dispenser that we had never pulled out in the 10 years that I've had it. Or we had some extra paint. These were new cans of paint that we had bought years ago, and I just realized we have too much. Like I still saved some and we had too much. So for that kind of stuff, I put it up on my Neighborhood Buy Nothing group, and sure enough, people were like, I can use paint, I can use that. And then last up in the this stuff is leaving category, we just have a few more things to get rid of. We had like this battery that we need to cash in, old car battery. We have some tiles and flooring stuff. This is stuff we know we won't be using at this point, so Spencer's gonna take it to a second use store. Another thing that we thought about doing in here is painting these cabinets. Our garage Sometimes in the past I've called it a serial killer garage because it is wonderful. It has so much space and so much storage, but it is older, and so things like the cabinets are worn down and probably could use a coat of paint, but for the time of life we're in right now, we just don't have the time. Okay, let's get back to the labels for a second. Now, bins like these over here don't need labels. These big ones are my holiday decor bins, and they don't quite fit on the shelves 2x2 as well as the other ones do, but that's what I had. Maybe we'll replace them at some point, but for now they're working well. And it's really nice because I know what's in them without having to label them. Red and green is Christmas, orange is Halloween, gray is Thanksgiving, pink is Easter. It's just easy. As for the clear bins though, right now I have these neon just sheets of paper in them, and I had intended to get some sort of cute labeling system for them before, but now seeing them in here, I actually really like the color that the neon brings to the garage, and they're just super easy to see. So there's a few more bins over here that I need to make neon signs for, so I'm gonna do that today. These ones that have the Minnie Mousies in them are all like baby clothes and stuff, and I thought about making them neon signs too, but honestly it's kind of nice to look from afar and know like those have baby clothes in them, and then those are labeled really specifically, so if I do need to look and see what's actually in them, I can look up close and see.
Season we leave behind, another story that's got me blind, got only you on my mind.
Okay, I think I'm gonna call that good for today. I just had one other idea floating around in my head that I wanted to share. My theory for why our garage always ends up such a big mess is two reasons. One is because we didn't have proper organization, so once something got taken out, we didn't know where to put it back. And then two, the things that we did have a place for weren't getting put back anyways. So as we finish this, I thought one smart thing to incorporate might be a put away bin. And that will just be an open bin, I think maybe on one of the shelves, where if you don't have time to put away a project that you were working on in the garage, you can put that stuff in the bin, so it's not just like sitting out and then stuff doesn't build up. And then later when you have time, you can go to the put away bin, take that stuff out and put it where it's supposed to be. I think this will really help Spencer. He struggles with like, he's working hard on a project and then at the end he's like, oh, I don't have time, so he just like moves on to the next thing. But that's how things get really out of control in here. This is my theory. So we're gonna try the put away bin. I need to run this past him and see what he thinks. And hopefully it works. I'll let you know.
I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah.
And that's our garage. I am so excited with how this turned out. Obviously it's not the most beautiful thing in the entire world, but when I tell you, the first time I walked out and saw an empty floor, my heart was so happy. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some motivation and inspiration to tackle whatever giant project you have living in your house. And I will see you next week in a brand new video.
Babe?